Landlords grow rich in their sleep without working, risking, or economizing. Even though all investments have some risk, rental property is one of the most reliable asset classes to have in your portfolio. Getting a rental property is definitely worth it for its long-term investment possibilities due to consistent cash flow from tenants, real estate appreciation, and tax advantages. In this video, you will discover how to get rich by investing in real estate for renting and best practices to follow towards renting your first property to have a continuous cash flow. Meet Mr. John, who works for a Fortune 500 company. He lives with his wife and son in his own house, which he bought a few years ago during the low housing market. John has been employed for 5 years and has a respectable $20,000 in savings. John wants to provide his son with a strong financial foundation since he thinks education is the best asset someone can have. He decides to invest in assets that will appreciate in value because his rate of monthly savings cannot keep up with the rate of inflation. Let's see how John plans on setting up his rental property for continuous cash flow. Deciding the down payment for rental property. John had decent savings of $20,000, which he wanted to keep for rainy days as an emergency fund. So he decided to take out a loan against the equity of the house, which he already owned. Here is how the equity loan works. John had bought the house in 2017 for $300,000 and made a $20,000 loan payment. So his remaining loan on the house was $280,000. The house now, in the year 2022, will cost $370,000, which means the house has appreciated in value by $70,000. The equity on a house is the amount left on the loan minus the value of the house at the moment. Going by the calculation, the equity on John's house is $90,000. The bank can consider the equity against the house and provide a loan on 80% of the equity amount. In this case, the bank agreed to provide John with a loan for $72,000 with an interest rate of 2%. But John decided to take only $50,000 from the available equity loan to use as a down payment. So his monthly payment for the loan taken for down payment will be $185. With the down payment confirmed, John began searching for a house. He searched for a house based on features that would make it an attractive rental. Some of the criteria he was looking for in a house were a good school rating, a good neighborhood rating, a house that wasn't more than 10 years old, a good rental market, and quick access to a hospital and shopping. John searched for his ideal home for a long time before discovering one that satisfied his requirements. He purchased the house for $200,000. Since he had $40,000 for a down payment, now John had to raise a loan for $160,000. He approached the bank and obtained a loan at 2.5% interest for 30 years. With the major task of purchasing the house completed, John focused his attention on calculating operating expenses to determine the rent amount. John created a table for monthly expenses as follows. The monthly payment for the down payment loan was $185. The home loan payment was $632. The Homeowners Association fee was $75. The tax on the property was $128. John decided to sign up with a local property manager to help manage the rental property. The property manager would help John with running ad for rental, performing prospective tenant rental history, help with lease writing, handle all communication with tenant, update John with rental laws, perform market analyses to determine a good rent amount. Overall, hiring a property manager meant less stress and more freedom for John. So his monthly property manager expense was $100. John signed up with a home warranty company to handle any unforeseen issues with appliances on the rental property. With the help of home warranty, if any appliance stops working, then the tenant will not disturb John, instead will communicate with the property manager, who will then work with the home warranty agent to get the broken appliance fixed. The monthly home warranty expense was $50. And the last monthly expense is home insurance, which was $66. Adding all up, the total monthly expense was $1,236. The property manager did market analysis and determined that $1,750 would be an attractive rental amount to set for the property. John was also convinced by this amount, as this would give him a monthly profit of $514 per month. As soon as John found house was ready to be rented out, he began compiling a list of the urgent repairs that were required for the property. This is a fantastic method to avoid any complications that may arise later from the tenant that was not anticipated. As a result of this checking, he determined that the microwave, the painting of the living room, and the repair of the backyard fence were all immediate fix items. After shelling out $3,000, he was successful in repairing it. He did discover other fixes, but they were not high on the priority list. On the other side, the property manager kept herself busy by conducting screenings of potential future renters. John was presented with 3 prospective tenants, and he picked one of them. John extended his congratulations to the tenant and provided a date for the move-in. With the money he was earning from rent, John wanted to choose a wise investment. With a $1,750 rent amount, he paid off the monthly operating expense of $1,236. The remaining $514 was placed into another bank account that was set up specifically for collecting rental money. In order to make the best use of the rental income, John made the decision to invest $300 each month in stock and index funds, which are predicted to rise at a 10% annual rate. John can anticipate a strong return in the future because the investment grows with interest income reinvested. Check out the video I made titled, Get Rich by Compounding Investment, if you want to understand more about the benefit of interest income. I'll provide a link in the description as well. He set aside the remaining $214 as emergency fund, which he plans to use for any fixes for rental property when need arises. Let's fast forward to 15 years to examine the growth of John's investment, because he chose to invest some of his rent profit. The $300 monthly contribution had produced good investment growth. John also made the decision to reinvest the interest earnings every year. His $300 monthly payment, which equates to $3,600 a year, had increased at a 10% rate to $125,819 after 15 years of growth. The rental property value had increased by 40%, so John decided to take an equity loan on the house and buy another house, which he rented out. To keep the money growing, he made the decision to invest the profit from the second rental property as well. A smart move, isn't it? Rent is a great source of cash flow, but managing properties and rent as well is essential if you want to turn a healthy profit as a landlord. Landlords who are successful are on top of everything, including maintenance and late payment penalties. It's important to pay close attention to the following list and stay away from common blunders if you want to become a successful landlord. Raise loan against equity loan and make 20% down payment towards the property. Purchase the house location, which has high demand for renting. Attend immediate fixes, if any, to avoid problems once the tenant move in. Sign up with a property manager to have stress-free management of rental property. Sign up with a home warranty company to help with equipment repairs that might pop up once in a while. Convert home insurance as landlord-type insurance. Calculate the operating expense for the property and decide the rent amount. Keep at least 20% profit margin. Always screen tenants and choose the one who has good rental history. Set up emergency funds for repairs to the house if needed. Set up a dedicated bank account to track the rent profit and invest some portion in stocks and index funds. Millennials are continuing to rent throughout their 20s and middle 30s. Landlords have an edge in the rental market because renter households are rising faster than owner families. To get wealthy, you must locate a passive income that allows you to make money while you sleep and spend it when you are awake. One such passive income source is renting out property. Purchase your first rental home now and watch it flourish. Making the tenant pay the mortgage while you benefit from the home's appreciation is a wise decision. Don't overlook the profit you can put toward investments. Swim out there rather than waiting for the ship to arrive. Good luck with your rental property. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Come back soon for more productivity videos.